It's thinking. All right, welcome everybody. Uh, it's your second week of personal finance. Just a quick reminder to you that we will not be holding class next week, nor will any of your other classes because we will have spring break. So that is coming up here shortly. So hopefully hopefully the sun will shine and maybe we can get some time in the sun a little bit, maybe if that's your thing. So. If you wouldn't mind jumping on the Nearpod with me, I'm going to also share my screen with you so you can follow along. And looks like we got 8 of you guys on here. So if those that aren't on, if you could jump on, that'd be great. Today, what we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about a little bit about cost of living, as well as making good financial decisions as you're looking at a broader picture, right, of certain goals, right? You should have some short-term financial goals, some intermediate financial goals, as long as long-term financial goals. So as for me, right, I'm looking down like this next month, what I want to do short-term budget-wise, maybe paying off certain debts, that kind of stuff. For an intermediate one, I'm thinking, okay, what's my goal intermediate wise? Is it getting more income coming in? Is it decreasing the amount of spending that I'm spending? There's a lot of things like that. And then long term, I'm thinking about retirement, right? That kind of stuff. How am I going to survive after I don't want to work anymore? So all right, so just so you know, guys, this session will be recorded for learning purposes and will possibly saved for up to a year. Class expectations as we're going through the course. Just make sure you're following along in the Nearpod if you're on it. If not, if you just pay attention to the new row. Also, if you need to like say something and I can't see it in the chat, I'm not getting to it, which I apologize. Sometimes it just skips by. Raise your hand and then I know that I can either need to call on you to speak or look at your response. It once we're doing stuff in the Nearpod and that kind of stuff, make sure you respond the first time. I know sometimes it takes a little while to type things in or answer questions, but make sure you're just doing that. And then if you're away from the computer, just kind of let me know. And then use the chat tool respectfully. Just want to be respectful of everybody's views and everything. So, okay. All right, where you should be in the course right now, okay? So basically you have your online school right here. As you can see, I post the video recordings right to the first stage, but you'll see what is coming up here pretty soon. So if you jump over to the plan or the calendar, you'll see today's the 29th, which is our live class, and we have quite a few quizzes that we'll need to do, okay? Everything in Module 3 and Module 4 will be due this next week. And remember, the week after that is spring break, so do not worry about that. So it's part of Unit 1. So Module 3 is in Unit 1, and then Module 4 is the first part of Unit 2. Yep, so you will be going into Unit 2. Good question there. Okay, where do you find these again? You just go into the units here, right? You'll have Module 3, which has these videos, right, or videos and quizzes right here. Module 2, you'll have Module 4, which this one actually has quite a few, but they're short videos, not too long quizzes, so you guys will be all good to do that. All right, so let's keep rolling here. Okay, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna watch a little video in regards to like goal setting and making sure we're all good on that. So let me just make sure my volume. me play it. All right. So knowing that, that gives us an idea of like what we want to do. I like at the end that she had some type of cool goal. Like she wanted to, yeah, the cats were great. I like that. That she wanted to sail around the world in a houseboat, or not a houseboat, but a sailboat, right? Um, those are things like that you want to look at, right? What do you want to do? Okay, so looks like some people have already started putting on here. What are some goals you have set for yourself? Okay, so save for a car. That's a very good one. Okay, you need to get that. Saves a couple things. It's better for you socially, right? Isn't that pretty cool? You pick up friends, do that fun stuff, go hang out. Also, like be able to get to a job, right? Make more money. Move out of my home overseas. Okay, where are you looking at going overseas? That's interesting. We are going to look at cost of living expenses, which will be interesting possibly for you. They probably have a calculator off this subject, but well, I only know about in the United States, but you could look at a cost of living calculator outside the United States. Okay, I guess that's a good one, right? But you know, you can't always plan for the unexpected. Okay, so this is something that you can actually accomplish. Okay, have a 4.0 high school GPA in high school. That's good because that will help you for college. Save for college. Become a cardiac surgeon. Oh, very cool. Um, you got to think of schooling, right? You got to think about how much school costs, right? What's the way you can kind of do that? Graduate. Graduate's a good one in the short term right here. Okay. Go to college. Good. Graduate high school. Save for a car. Go to college. Okay. I like it. Okay. Anybody else have anything they'd want to put on there? some other goals like I have is just be able to take my kids to Harry Potter world because we like Harry Potter, right? It doesn't have to be all that, but it takes financial planning, right? I can't just say, "Oh, we're going to go to Harry Potter world tomorrow," right? There's a lot that kind of goes into it, and helps us out there. Nothing's free, that is for sure. Okay. So, what are some short-term goals do you have? Okay. So now we're looking very, very short term. Okay, so let's play this video and then we'll discuss it a little bit. All right. So there is what I'm going to do is hopefully I can click on here. There we go. Cost of living. So the cost of living calculator. It's kind of interesting. This is something that politics has kind of jumped into, talking about minimum wage, and she kind of talked about it at the very end there. Um, in order to make like a certain standard of living, right, or a certain live in an area, it costs so much, right? So if you go to this website, and I just put that in the chat there because it'd be interesting for you to see, and I'd like you to run it. But if you say, I currently live in, let's see here, Salt Lake City, right? Salt Lake City, Utah, okay? You are, your household income is $50,000 a year, okay? Which I think average is around 50 to 60 of household income, okay? So you can put in where you would like to live, okay? And to be able to live in that area and to have the same quality of life as you have with $50,000 a year, like in San Francisco, you have to almost make $100,000, right? Or Long Beach, California, you have to make 72, okay? In New York, you'd have to make 125,000 just to have like the same things you have right now. So where's a place that you're thinking about moving to, or you want to move to in the United States though? This one only does the United States. Someone throw in the chat real quick. Where's a place you'd like to live? And we'll look it up and we'll see if moving from Salt Lake City to that area there. Honolulu. Everybody wants to go to Hawaii, right? There we go. Honolulu just popped right off. Okay, so you'd have to make basically $100,000 in Honolulu to live the same quality of life as you make $50,000 in Salt Lake. So it's a lot more expensive to live there, right? You got to think about food costs, especially because it's an island, right? They have to import everything in. Okay, what are some other ones? What's something else you'd like to look at? One of those things I always think about going to Texas, right? So maybe we look at Austin, San Jose. That's in California, right? Okay, let's do Austin, Texas. I'll do San Jose. Okay, so I can actually make less. It's a little bit less. So it's about the same cost of living as in Salt Lake as it is in Austin. Okay. Yeah, let's do San Jose. I don't have San Jose on here. Sorry, man. Let's do Puerto Rico. I'd be interested to see that. All right, so about the same. A little bit less. Cost of living is a little bit less in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So, but anyways, if you want to do something, you're going to be moving from one place to the other, and you're saying, "Hey, I make $50,000 here, but I'm going to make $60,000 there." But you're moving to somewhere in California, right? Bakersfield, California. Okay. Well, is it that much of a pay raise, right? Or you're moving to Oakland, California. Oh, that's not good. So you'd be actually making less almost because of how much it costs to live there. So that is something you really got to think about as you are kind of moving along throughout life and making these big long-term decisions. Okay, so with the cost of the calculator, okay, that I'm putting there, I'm going to put in the chat again. I want you to run it, and I want you to put on here on the board, where did you want to move to, and was it a higher cost of living? So I think they have in there, they have Salt Lake, they have, I can go back to it right here. So if we type in Utah, you just do the closest city to you. So they have, if you're closer to Cedar City or St. George or whatever city's the closest to you, okay? Put that down and then put the area that you'd want to move to, okay? Could be any of those. Let's see here. Maybe we've moved to Auburn, Alabama. Oh, cheaper to live in Alabama, looks like. I've always wanted to go to Florida. I think Florida would be cool to live in. Outside Orlando. Because I want to go to Disneyland. Oh, it's cheaper to live in Orlando. Cool, cool. Okay, let's see what some of you guys have put so far. Oh, that's if I move from St. George. Let's see here. Utah. See, I like just messing around with this, just kind of see. So I live in Ogden, actually, or Ogden area. Okay, so you want to go to Idaho, and it's 1% lower. Like it. Pittsfield, Massachusetts, 9% higher. Okay, Ohio, 11% lower. I've noticed Ohio is quite a bit lower cost of living. It's kind of interesting. All right, we'll find places maybe buy it. Okay, Charleston, North Carolina was 4% lower. I've noticed like the Midwest is lower and down south, right? Florida area seems to be lower there. Anybody else have anything? Good insights? All right. Well, that takes us to the very end there. Just so you know, if you do need help or whatever, we do have a study hall every Friday at 1:15 where you can come and get some help. Remember, this week we're going to be doing modules 3 and 4. It's going to talk about cost of living. It's going to talk about goals and setting and stuff like that. And that's what's due this week. And then have a wonderful spring break, and we'll probably see you in 2 weeks. So that's where we'll end up. So, okay, please let me know if you have any questions. I'll be sticking around for a while. Answer anything you might have.